Hello Jolly Roger fans, and welcome to the second tutorial in a series that teaches you how to make your own pirate robot from scratch so that you can have your crazy characters talk to scammers and telemarketers. In the first tutorial, which you may have seen before starting this one up, I created Phlegm Flossie from scratch. And now in this tutorial, I'm going to go a little further. But before I do that, let me just give you a quick overview of these tutorials so you know how this one fits in. In the first tutorial, I made a basic pirate, which is our simplest pirate, just a couple of categories, called Phlegm Flossie. And now, in the second tutorial, I'm going to update that pirate, make some little changes, some enhancements, and I'll show you how to test it, talk to it, and kind of go through a couple of iterations of changing it until you think you've got it just right. And then you can assign it to one of your phone lines and have it answer phone calls for you. There is another tutorial here that's related to it. It's not really strictly part of the pirate making process, but it explains to users of our website how they can go and pick from all of the pirates that are out there and make up their own crew. So this is how you'll see how we can do that to assign the new pirate we've created to our line. But it's also interesting because this is how, if eventually you start sharing pirates with the world, then this is how they will be going. This is where they will be finding the pirates that you create is on the pirates page of our website. So this tutorial is interesting and helpful. Okay, if you continue on, you're enjoying making pirates. If you want to share them with the world, then make sure you catch tutorial number 3, which will show you how to share it. It also shows you how to set up links. So if you set up on our website, people can pick your pirate. They can also click on a link that will take them back to your social media page so that you can promote your online presence if you get into it and you want to be an author and get some synergy with other things that you're doing online. And then last but not least, we have tutorial number 4, which is kind of all the topics, kind of advanced topics that were a little too advanced for the other tutorials. We'll cover them in tutorial number 4. Okay, so let's get started with tutorial number 2, testing and using our new pirate. Okay, in our prior tutorial, we worked on Phlegm Flossie, and this is a basic pirate, and I recorded one recording in each of the categories. So you see that on the right side, there are green check marks saying that whatever was required for that category has been completed. And then when I was done, I did finish a pirate, filled in some of the properties that I wanted, but I left Flossie, you see in the Publish Online section, I left her unpublished because I want to test her a little bit. So, and maybe after I want to do some testing, it's just a first draft. Maybe we'll polish a little bit and add some interesting recordings. So to do the testing, come back to the My Pirates page and then touch on Pirate Actions. And then you can call, it says Call Pirate. What's actually going to happen is that by doing this, our system knows this phone that I'm calling from, the caller ID for this phone should be one of the lines that's in your subscription. And if you do that, this will work just fine. And you basically call the pirate and talk to it like you are a telemarketer. You'll see that when I start to call, I get a confirmation that I'm going to dial the number. And I'm going to just talk to it and give it a try and see how it works out. Okay, so here it goes. Hello.
Yeah, hi. Do you have a full set of recordings yet, or are you just a really basic robot?
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, I guess that answers that.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, clearly Phlegm Flossie needs some work, and we're going to do some of that today. But before we do that, just to understand which messages were played and to get a good sense of what we want to work on, I should check my email because after every test call, an email is sent to an address that is on file for your subscription. So let's go take a look at the email that I got about that call. It has an attachment, will be an MP3 file of my recording, and it tells me what I was doing. So here's my MP3 down here if I want to listen to it. And the robot pirate that I was testing is Phlegm Flossie. Here's a little description that I wrote about it. It's a basic pirate. I've got 6 recordings in 6 categories, and currently it's incomplete. I haven't published it yet. And what I can see from here, which is helpful to me, is if I'm wondering which recordings actually got played, Let's say I heard something that I want to re-record. There's some noise or something in the background that's not right, or I just don't like it and I want to re-record it. Maybe I want to delete it and record something else. I can see that, for example, down here, 24 seconds in, I played the file from the first responses category. That's called first responses 1. Okay. So this is how these email messages that you get from us can really help you to quickly find recordings that are in the dialogue that you want to be able to tweak and change. Okay, now let's go back to the Maker app. Okay, so now we've heard an example. We gave our new pirate a test, and we got some interesting and helpful feedback in an email, which was that logging, and showed us which recordings had been used and some other helpful information to help us debug this new pirate. And so, the normal process of building, editing, making your pirate better and better is going to involve doing that. And then what you're going to want to do is let's go and edit Phlegm Flossie, and maybe we're going to improve our pirate over time by adding additional recordings or by changing them. So for example, let me look at my first response here. And I had a first response that I recorded. I gave it a label. And then when I did that, I did it kind of fast, and all I said was blah, blah, blah. So that's not really a good first response. If I read the directions and I look at some of the examples, some extra help, it tells me what I should be doing or saying, kind of affirmative, some affirmation. So let me try that instead. So all I'm going to do is just say try again. And I'll go to tap to record. Oh, okay. And I'll tap to review. Oh, okay. And I like that one much better. So I'll upload that one. And by the way, I'm just calling it first response number 1, and that's not all that helpful for me to remember what I had here. So I could always listen to it, I guess, but I can also just mark this as I said the words okay. And I'll say, just in case I do okay a couple times, I'll say okay 1. And okay, I like that. That's good. So I've got my new recording, and I'll just back out of here, come back to this list. So that was editing a recording that already exists, but of course I can add additional recordings to categories. Let me add one more affirmative responser to this category. So I'll click on and I'll touch an untitled. And here in this one, let me do, I like to say yup. Not a very piratey thing to say. I should probably say I, but I'll say yup. Let's do that. Tap to record. Yup. Listen to it once and see if I like it. Whoops. Nope. Do it again. Sorry. Messed that up. Yup. Let's review. Yup. Okay, that's great. And I'll save my recording. Okay, so now I've got, I edited my first one. It's called OK1. I added a new one called Yup. And so that's good. I improved that category. And so you can see you can go through, just keep adding things and improving your recordings to get your pirate all done and finish it so that you can then publish it, okay? Until you finish your pirate and publish it to something, you're not going to see it. No one's going to see it on their My Pirates page. It's not going to appear there for use. And you see here it says, I've got an unpublished basic pirate. So at some point, I'm going to be all done. I'm going to really like my pirate, and I'm going to want to go in and actually change the status from publish online, not published, and to actually publish it. Now, I could make it public. We're going to do that in the next tutorial. But first of all, I could just make it private for my own use. So let's just try that. And I will make it private for my own use like that. Just go down and say, okay, finish that pirate. And I get a confirmation asking me, do I like everything? I can see the little background. I can see my creator name. If I want to change my creator name, there's another tutorial that shows you how to use, how to pick pirates and set things up on the website. So that's one of the settings. Your creator name is a setting on your website. If you choose to use Maker, not all of our subscribers use Maker, but we hope you will. And if you do, you can set up a creator name for yourself. Your pirate name, your description, gender, and then if you like everything, you like the picture, I should probably put a picture of a cute little pet there. We're getting lots of those submitted. Those are always fun, but I'm just going to say continue. Okay, I'm just about there. There's a little text telling me I'm ready to do this. And now at this point, okay, I can just go and return and go and take a look on the website. You see here, there's information how to use the new pirate. This will give you some information from our website, but I'm actually going to show you now in this demo. So let's go take a look at the website so we can figure out how to go use the new pirate. Fellow over here, Bloody Billy, as my pirate who's going to talk to telemarketers for me. And I'm going to change that now. And let's see what I should be able to do, because I'm now published for my private use, is in the robots here where I've got Bloody Billy specified. I can drop down and I can find pirates that I've created, my pirates. You've seen that I already had Dry Burger Kate, and here's our new one, Phlegm Flossie. So I will pick Phlegm Flossie, and that's placed here, and I'll say update. And there you go. I'm now using a robot that I've created for myself. Okay, so now I've got Phlegm Flossie assigned to my line, and she can take calls for me and talk to scammers, get lots of fun recordings. And over time, if I keep improving this pirate, I may at some point think, I kind of really like Flossie. I want to start over with the basics of the recordings that I've got for her. But you know what? I think I want to kind of take a new direction, maybe make a different kind of robot using some of those recordings as a base. So an easy way to do that is to just pick your pirate actions and just say duplicate, and you'll get a little bit of information about that. But basically, I'm just making a copy of a pirate. So I'll go duplicate, and you're probably going to do this because you just want to take a different direction. So let me even just give her a different name. How's Gertie? Sure, Getty. And that's what autocorrect wants. Let's go with that. And now I have a new pirate, you see, which is Getty. And that one, you see, is unpublished. It's still got all those recordings in there, so I can go and edit them. I'm going to have the same recordings. For example, what do we have in first responses? We've got our OK one and our yup. But I can just go now and use this completely separately and publish this completely separately. It's a completely different pirate robot than Phlegm Flossie. Okay. And just to show that, let's give her a little different picture. That's about that. And there we go. Okay, there's Getty. He's got his own little personality. So this is probably a good point for us to stop because the next tutorial is going to talk all about how once you've got a pirate that you've worked on for a while and it's matured and you really like it and it's pretty darn good at getting scammers to talk and talk, then you may want to publish it for the rest of the world to share. So in the next tutorial, we're going to cover publishing. Hope you'll listen in on that one. But for now, this is Jolly Steve saying, "Arr, mateys."